All right, my beautiful friends, welcome a bunch of new faces. I love that. A lot of you I see every week. Thanks for joining. And this is really just taking a life of its own. And so if you're new, because I know seminar happened, a lot are new to this. We do this. YouTube is literally my name. So we'll record this. It usually by Friday afternoon, Friday night, I will have the recording put on YouTube. That way, if you have, I don't know, team members or power partners or other people you want to share with that don't have social media, they can still have access to it. I will then post in all the places you probably saw how to get on here. I want to thank everybody for inviting me to your groups. I wish I could post in 10,000 groups and Facebooks and all things. I just can't. I mean, I could, I guess, it just take all day. So I'm not willing. I guess the truth is I'm not willing to do that. So we do have a Facebook group. It's called Lunch and Learns. And it has Mary Kay Ash, like a vintage picture of her in a red dress. And so if there's old recordings, sometimes just know there was about a year and a half worth of things you'll see on YouTube that aren't on Facebook because I finally got talked into making the Facebook page. Because I just thought, well, it's on YouTube, or we can find it there. But I do have that. Oh my gosh, there's so many people coming. So I know a lot of you, it is for consultants all the way to national. I know a lot of people said, hey, I heard this goes international. Apparently it has been going international. They're having some of it translated and sent places. I don't know. I'm not doing that. Anybody else can do that. I'm not doing that. But welcome. Thank you for making this so successful. And I hope this is helping so many of you. And I want you to know that when we have our speakers, they really are, they might not even be in your division because this is the whole Mary Kay world. Um, you may never hear them speak. You would never have the privilege of hearing them speak another time. And so, unless maybe they're a top director or something, you get the seminar speeches. But I just want to thank all our speakers and just be so gracious. And here's the thing, my only request is that you do not blow up their private message systems for anything they train on. Because can you fathom after this, there's thousands upon probably millions of us that are like, hey, if there's something that goes along with their speech and they give it to me, I will post in that Facebook group. It's just, I have to ask that just because, I'm so appreciative of our speakers and their go give heart, and they get nothing out of it, my friend. This is truly just something they're choosing to do because they love Mary Kay and they want to keep her legacy going. And I love all the referrals, and I love that we get to hear from everybody all over the place. And so just honor that. I will respond to your messages as soon as I can, I promise you. And just check in there because sometimes other people have liked, Facebook, if you're new to that, if someone likes a past video and someone was talking about one, it moves them up and down. So sometimes just know you have to go keep scrolling down. It's there. I promise you. It's either in the comments or it's posted on there. Just keep looking because you might be looking when 10 other people are looking and commenting on something. So it moves things in Facebook. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I love our lunch and learns. Oh, there's a whole slew of more coming. Listen, everybody wants to listen to Debbie today. Okay, so we had $1 Million Sales Director Debbie Weld, and she is the real deal, my friends. And if you're never had the privilege of hearing her speak,
Ooh, I need some
or never,
air.
oh, hold on, I'm gonna mute you. Sorry, friends. If you've never had the honor of hearing her speak or the privilege of being in her presence, what you don't know is she is quite literally, I pride myself on finding the right people to train and speak that I know love Mary Kay and love the legacy and really do truly deeply care about where this company goes. And Deb is the one. I have such mad respect for her. I've had the honor and privilege of being in her space and watching her speak and train. And I've watched her just normally with people in the world, not just Mary Kay world. And what you see is what you get. And Debbie, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. One, for the legacy that you're continuing on in Mary Kay. Because there is so much to be said about that. Your go give heart to do this for so many when we're all with the new year, busy lives, right? It's back to school, all the things are happening right now. Thank you, thank you, thank you for doing that and giving back to the world of Mary Kay. And I just know what it takes to take time to do this. And I'm just so honored to have you, my friend. I'm going to spotlight you if you're okay with that. I just always ask that permission. If it freaks
And then
you
I'll
out,
just
you
I'll
don't.
just put it on gallery myself so I can
Yeah,
see
I'm gonna
everybody.
spotlight her. People like to see the Brady Bunch boxes. Just go back up on the right hand side, hit view. and you can put it back to gallery and it'll do it. And so without further ado, you guys all have the honor of hearing from $1 Million Sales Director Debbie Weld. And so get your pen and paper and be ready. I'm going to mute. Don't worry. Other girls are coming in. I'm going to go handle that right now. Thank you, Debbie.
Okay, you're welcome. Oh my gosh. Well, I want to thank Jenny for doing this. Oh my gosh, she's been doing this a long time. And she does give a gift. She sends people gifts. She doesn't charge for this. You guys, most things like this, a lot of times there's a fee. And then I think she has to pay her assistant to get it onto YouTube link too. So anyway, Jenny, if there's questions that you want to ask me at the end, I don't know how long it'll be. I don't think I'll be very long, but I am just very honored and humbled to share. So I do want to tell you guys a little bit about me. I live in Dalhart, Texas. It's a tiny little town. It's just 4 hours south of Colorado Springs. So I do like to go to Colorado Springs where Jenny lives. One of my BFFs, Lynette, lives. I go there quite a bit. But I used to be an orchestra teacher in Houston. I did get my master's degree in music, and I did play in the Amarillo, Texas symphony for 20 years. I did start Mary Kay when I had a 1-year-old and a 3-year-old at home. I did homeschool my 2 boys, and they're very big and grown now. I think growing up in a Mary Kay home, you know, they're very happy, they're very successful, they're very independent. And then I am very involved also with the Kala silent retreats and unveiling intensives, if you've heard of those. But I've been to 16 silent retreats and I do love them. They really changed my life. I have been in Mary Kay for 27 years. I joined for the 50% off discount. I just thought I couldn't go to Dillard's. I couldn't get my makeup at half off. I had to take my 1 and my 3-year-old to go to get my makeup. And then in college, my nickname was Discount Debbie. So anyway, who doesn't love a discount, you know, on anything really? So the way I got started is I actually had 3 orchestra students that were graduating. And they came over. I said, oh, I'll give you a $20 gift card. And then they came over for their free facial when they brought their moms. And my recruiter was very smart. She's not in Mary Kay anymore, but she was very smart. And she helped book their next parties. And parties just kept booking and booking and booking. And so that's how I got started. I had no idea people would buy so much of the product and people would come to these parties and facials. So that is my start. I started as a hobby consultant and it turned into so much more. I did just get back from the Sapphire seminar last week. It was so exciting. I feel like it's a new beginning. After coming back from seminar, it's a new beginning. You know, we had a new beginning on July 1st. So I hope you're excited about Mary Kay, and I hope you're excited about this year because I am. So I think my topic today is to be brave. And I'm going to be giving you some different resources. And the very first one that I'm going to give you is a resource that comes to my email every day. And it's called Lion Bites. Lion, B-I-T-E-S. It's a global prophetic alliance. And so you can just Google that and you'll get 5 days a week. This is kind of what the email looks like. 5 days a week, you get prophetic words in there. And so I've been hearing a lot this week about brave. And so I am going to start with just reading this because I think it really applies to our Mary Kay business. And it says, it is time for my Joshuas to arise. It is time for my warrior bride to step out with boldness and courage and to take ground for my kingdom. You guys, we can do that in Mary Kay. Just as I commanded my servant Joshua to conquer the promised land step by step, okay, we have to do it face by face, and to drive out the enemy one by one. So I am calling you to take territory for my kingdom. I have placed you strategically in your city, your neighborhood, your workplace, your family, and even your friendship circles. I have given you your particular sphere of influence. Now I am giving you a mission to fulfill. You guys, it's right there. The city you live in, the neighborhood, the place you work, your family. Have you talked to all those people? Have you offered them facials? Have you offered them the business? Because I could guarantee you there's probably some people that you haven't, okay? And then it goes on to say, my promise to you is that I will always be with you. I will protect you, guide you, and give you strategy and wisdom. What I require of you is to be courageous and a bold warrior as Joshua was. Do not be afraid of the enemy or be intimidated by his schemes. Instead, fix your eyes on me and on the assignment that I'm giving you to bring my kingdom to your sphere of influence. Okay. So, so your sphere of influence is all around you. But the schemes of the enemy, there's certain things that will come upon us and we won't do what we're called to do. Like you may procrastinate. You may not make your booking calls. You may not go to meetings. You may not get on Zooms because the enemy wants you to feel bad about yourself. And we're going to be talking about the enemy today too. So kind of opened up with that about being brave, just like Joshua was. But I want to tell you some things about me and I want to talk about booking first. So I am really good at booking. I did hear a national sales director one time. I wish I could remember who it was, but we were in a class and she said, "Oh, I know the secret in Mary Kay." You know, she's like, "Do y'all want to know what the secret in Mary Kay is?" We're like, "Yeah, we want to know what the secret in Mary Kay is." She said, "It's booking." You know, we're like, "Ah, So anyway, the secret is booking, but if you can figure out booking, then you can have almost anything you want in Mary Kay. And I will tell you, most of my sessions that I do are still in person. I do some virtually, and I still make phone calls, for my bookings to book people. And there are still some people that will answer their phone. Can you believe that? There's still people that answer their phone. I do leave a lot of messages. I text and I do voice texting. But I do think for me, after 3 calls and 3 texts, and if I don't hear anything from them, then I'm probably just not going to. I'm probably done with that contact. And I can cross it off, I can throw it away, I can move on to the next one. Now, I timed it the other day, Saturday, the day after seminar. I spent 35 minutes and I called 20 names. You guys, if you ever time a booking call, it takes less than a minute to leave a message. So that's crazy. And I would encourage you to make your calls maybe on your lunch hour, put it into your schedule. Because if you get home, you may get really distracted and you won't do it. But you guys, the work in Mary Kay is to do bookings, okay? And I hope that you guys will all be like me, where you have way more names than you will ever have time to call. I have way more names than I'll ever have time to call. But what's great about that is I can give some of those names, some of those lists with a script to some of my team members, okay? And really, guys, you can say anything you want on a booking call. There is not a perfect booking script. If you just call and ask somebody, they're either going to say yes or no, or they're going to say maybe, or they're going to say, "Let me look at my calendar." But they are going to say something. All you have to do is ask and just feel comfortable with asking and do it. Now, I do get a lot of referrals. I get a lot of names at booths as well. I will tell you, I was really scared to do vendor booths and at first, but now I do a lot of them and I do them regularly. I even do like gun and knife shows and car shows, different things, anywhere I can get a booth. One of the newest things we're doing at our booth is when people walk by, we're saying, "Hey, did you get your goodie bag yet?" And they're like, "What?" And they come over and they get a goodie bag and we ask them to sign up for our drawing, sign up for our pampering sessions. I do think it's very important to share at every appointment, okay? Because you guys, this may be the only chance that you'll see that person, right? Because she may never come back. She may never even answer your phone calls or your text again. And I do get in front of people a lot. I talk about their second appointment the whole time. And then I talk about how they can have a third appointment. So, and I have a lot of people that will keep coming back. By the time I've seen a person 3 times and their friends and their family, usually a lot of times they're going to sign up or they're going to be a rock solid customer. Okay. And I will tell you another thing for me, I have never missed an event in 27 years. My national puts on fall retreats. I go to career conferences, leaderships, except I did miss one leadership when I had COVID and I couldn't go because you had to prove that you didn't have it. Okay. Now I want to know, wave at me, who went to seminar this year? Just let me see some hands waving. Who went to seminar this year? That's so exciting. Almost all of you. Well, seminar is just so amazing, so exciting. But Do you guys realize? And so this is, you've got a new start, you've got a fresh start. Go back and revisit the things that you saw. Because the amazing things that happen at seminar, people that all sizes, shapes, and colors that are doing amazing things and earning beautiful diamonds. But do you know that there are only 17 days left for our makeover contest? You guys, and that makeover contest is a big deal. So a lot of times in the past, I hadn't done those contests because I thought they were too hard to figure out. You guys, this one is so easy. You can print out the paper, you can print out that scan. I'm helping my people. We're taking pictures. We're having them fill out some stuff, but it is so easy to do. And it is a really big deal. And it's just so easy to text your customers so that you can get in front of them. Send a text today and say, hey, I have 17 days left. I would love to enter you into this makeover contest. Can we get together for a quick session? Okay. So don't forget about that because that's just really important. And I do want to tell you guys that I rose to the top in Mary Kay because I always worked on 30 faces a month. Doing 30 faces a month put me on the top director trips, put me with diamonds galore. I tracked it. Okay. And if I worried about anything in my business, it was who am I going to be in front of next? Because I've got to get 30 faces. I still write them down to this day. I am writing down all the faces that I do with their phone numbers so that I can always get back in touch with them for different marketing events. And so I'm always tracking that. And so if you could track anything, track the faces that you're doing. I will tell you too that I have met the most amazing people in this business. My best friends are all in Mary Kay, and most of them are all over the country. I get to travel the world on Mary Kay's penny. But I would just tell you, if you need extra money, if you need retirement fund, if you need college fund, if you need world-class vacations, if you need a car, if you need a beautiful diamond ring, if you need private education for your kids, you guys go to work. Go to work in this business. I would encourage you to find a power partner too, because that can really help you. Can be very rewarding, someone to be accountable to. And you guys, the lives that you can change in this business is unbelievable. I'm going to tell you a story. I was calling a referral list. We had a new consultant sign up, and I was calling her referral list for her party. And I called this name and I said, hey, Anna gifted you one of our Mary Kay pampering sessions. And I said, your grandma, because my referral sheet lists relationship. And so she'd put in a little box that it was her grandma. I said, your granddaughter gifted you one of my pampering sessions. And it's fun, it's free. And there was a long pause after I left my little spiel. And she said, what, my granddaughter? What's her name? I said, Anna. And she said, she really did. She really put me down. She said, I haven't talked to her in 5 years. She has avoided me for 5 years. And so this went into a long conversation of how she would love to see her granddaughter again and talk to her granddaughter. And I would talk about, well, let me find out if she's willing and we'll come to a party at your house. And so I asked the consultant, she said, sure, I'll come to a party, but that's pretty much it. I don't want to have big, long, deep conversations about the past. And so we actually had this party. Now the granddaughter couldn't show up that day because emergency happened, but here's the deal. I went and did that party for the new consultant and she was able to call. We put her on speakerphone. All the friends of the grandma knew exactly what had happened 5 years ago with the granddaughter. She's 21 now. And it was just amazing. I was there to connect this grandmother and this granddaughter. They hadn't talked in 5 years. And here's the deal too. When the order was delivered to the granddaughter, she had to go deliver it. And so she got to go to, the grandma's texting me, oh my gosh, she's coming over. She's bringing the stuff. She's here. She's reconnecting with her granddad. And so, I mean, that's just a story of the heart, what Mary Kay did. So I love that. Okay, another resource is this one's called 100 Days to Brave. And this book is by Annie F. Is it backwards? I don't know. Annie F. Downs, 100 Days to Brave. Now, it is a devotional, but I want to read I just want to read a little bit because I think that all this applies to our business. And it says, it's day 6 in this book. Satan is a liar. I know you know that, but I want to say it again. He is a liar. He wants to define you, label you, and stop you from being brave and doing the work God has for you. When Satan lies to you, for instance, he says that, for instance, it says you've got zero talent. You begin to swirl that thought around in your head, or you think she's better at this job than I am. I'm definitely the dumbest person in this office. Soon, lies to yourself lead to lies about others. Have you met the new office manager? Not very smart, that one. Because you are hurting and insecure. You hear a lie, you treat it like truth, and it begins to define you like a label. And then you act out that label. It's a vicious cycle that can be treated only by a heaping dose of truth, the real stuff. That's why I love the Bible. In his word, God has already given you all the labels you need. And that's how we learn to treat ourselves and each other. Friend, it's time to stop listening to Satan's lies and labels so you can hear the truth. And then today in my lion bites, and then this same devotional, it just happens, but God did it. The last part of this devotional says, be brave, read the story of David and Goliath. And that's what the lion bite was today. And I wrote down a few sentences from that. It said the Israelites were foolishly went along with the crowd, okay, when they were waiting for David to come fight Goliath. They gave in to fear. They forgot their God-given identity. Instead of bearing fruit under pressure, they folded, okay? So that's why it's so easy for us to not to do our work and to have that fear of calling people. And it's easy for us to procrastinate and do anything else instead of doing the work that we're supposed to do. I do take God as my business partner. I mean, he talks to me all day long. My brain is just on fire most of the time. Different ideas and things to do and notes to write and people to call. And if I'm ever to pause and I don't ever feel overwhelmed anymore because I have so much to do, because I just ask God, what's next? What's next? What's the next thing on my plate? And then I do it. Okay. All right. So here's another one, another resource for you. Just got a couple more things here. But this is a book. I don't have the book. I just ordered it. One of my consultants had it, and she screenshotted one of the devotionals. This one it's a devotional, 50-day devotional called Changing Your Reality. Who wants to change their reality in Mary Kay? Yes. And the author is Wendy Backlund, Backlund, Changing Your Reality, Wendy Backlund. I have another of her books that I love, Victorious Emotions, and I just ordered another one. We maybe start doing a Bible study with it. But I want to read this one, The Reason Why. And it says, at times you may question yourself, wondering why you keep trying. Oh my gosh, you guys. Trying in Mary Kay, people don't show up, people quit, people return product, people say no, you call referral list, you don't get any yeses. Okay, but you may wonder why you keep putting yourself through the pain and suffering of taking one more step of faith. And yet it's a spirit that reminds you that your hope is in God. So all things are possible. But if you're only human, and even as a Christian believing and hoping, you can still be filled with discouragement and doubt in the face of overwhelming loss, repeated failures, and the chaos of life. It's God promises to you that will give you the hope you need to keep standing in faith. No matter how serious your circumstances, they are subject to change at any moment. God is full of surprises. Because of what Jesus has done, you can have hope. And regardless of what you might feel, okay, guys, feelings are so fickle. You've got to work through your feelings, and you got to do the work anyway. When you feel all that discouragement, you've got to do it anyway. And regardless of what you might feel, the truth is you always have hope if you're hoping in God. He is faithful to his word. His promises hold true, and they are true for every detail of your life. You can keep walking in faith. You have been given a hope that does not disappoint. So I'm really excited, you guys, because you can be brave through all this. You can give hope to so many people. I just love seminar because you get to hear the stories of the people whose lives have been changed. The last thing I want to do, this is a little bit different, but I want to read it twice. So yesterday, I'm telling you guys, God just kept throwing out the theme of brave all over the place. So yesterday when I was walking, I just pull up YouTube and something on YouTube pops up that I listen to. And I can put this in the Facebook group too. But Lisa Turkhurst, I don't know if y'all know her, but she's amazing. Um, she had written something, and at the very end of this YouTube, she wrote this. She woke up in the middle of the night because she couldn't sleep, and she wrote this. I'm going to read it through the first time, and then I'm going to read it through the second time, talking about how it applies to our Mary Kay. But it's all about if you've had loss, if you've had defeat, if you've had discouragement. I think that's what this is all about. It says, being brave is not always something you feel, it's something you do. You do it in the face of fear and unknown outcomes and risk you really don't want to take. You do it when your enemy is staring you down with taunting statements of defeat. You do it not to prove there's something great inside of you. You do it to be brave because if you don't, something will die inside of you. You do brave things because it's time to rise up, speak up, and let truth find its freedom with your voice. The hurt you have to overcome is hard, really hard. What happened was wrong. Acknowledge it, speak it, cry over it, but do not die over it. You've been hurt, but you don't have to live hurt. You do brave things because you are a woman who can kneel humbly and rise intentionally. You'll find good people, and good people will find you. You'll do brave until you become brave. You will know what it's like to love people again. You'll find your laughter, and you'll know down in your bones you'll not waste all you've learned. Those spilled tears, every one of them, was you letting go of the pain to make room for possibility. Your life is not a tragedy, it's a testimony. Don't wait until you feel brave. Go be brave. And if your hands are shaking, let it only be because you're pointing at the devil who picked on the wrong girl this time. Isn't that good? She just read it off her phone. I typed it out for y'all so I can put that. But now I want to read it one more time because I'm going to talk about the different ways and stop this time and talk about the different ways. So being brave is not always something you feel. It's something you do. We just talked about feelings. Being brave is doing booking calls. Okay. That's my challenge to you guys. Is to do a booking call today, at least one. Because so many people float along in Mary Kay just waiting for those customer orders. Okay. You do it in the face of fear and unknown outcomes and risk you really don't want to take. You guys, we're afraid to pick up that phone because of the rejection and what people are going to say. But you know what? 90% of the people are so nice. Even if they say no, they're like, but thank you. They're so nice. I just text them my website and let them know if you ever need anything, let me know. You do it when your enemy is staring you down with taunting statements of defeat. I'm sure we've all had that. You do it not to prove there's something great inside of you. You do it to be brave because if you don't, something will die inside of you. This part's talking about a goal. You do it to prove something. You guys all need a goal. Make sure you have a goal in your Mary Kay business. Prove something. Prove that you can do a facial. Prove that you can become a red jacket. You do brave things because it's time to rise up, speak up, and let truth find its freedom with your voice. Guys, you may need to get started again. You may need to start all over again. But brave things are like warm chatting people. Brave things are like, doing a booth at a vendor event. Brave things are calling those scary women that you've never asked, but you know she'd be great. The hurt you have to overcome is hard, really hard. What happened was wrong. Acknowledge it, speak it, cry over it, but do not die over it. You guys, Mary Kay is not a life-threatening job. What is the worst that could happen? Someone is going to tell you no. That is the worst thing that could happen. Okay. You've been hurt. You don't have to live hurt. You do brave things because you are a woman who can kneel humbly and rise intentionally. You guys, people leave. They do. They leave. People don't show up to your appointments. Don't even tell you. People have bad manners. There are people with bad manners out there. Do not let them determine your outcome. Okay? You can determine your outcome by the numbers. I tell you, I make these phone calls. I can't tell you how many people answer the phone. Who's this? That's how they answer the phone. We've got to get out there. We've got to teach people. We got to teach people. You'll find good people and good people will find you. You'll do brave until you become brave. You will find people just like you. You'll find people like a Jennifer. You'll find a Debbie Weld, because they are out there, and you're going to do it face after face, call after call. I watched a movie last night. It was about June Carter Cash's life. And every time I watch a movie about a famous singer and they got a famous hit, do you know how many times they have to sing that number one hit of theirs over and over and over and over again? Do you think I get tired of reading some of those words in that flip chart over and over and over and over again? But it leads you to success. It leads to what you need to do. You will know what it's like to love people again. You'll find your laughter, and you'll know down in your bones you'll not waste all you've learned. My national, Dave Van Mel, just talked to us about you can delegate almost anything in your business, and I delegate a lot, but you can't delegate love. You can't delegate those conversations and reaching out to people. You can delegate who's going to wash the socks, but you can't delegate who's going to put them on your baby's feet. Those spilled tears, every one of them, was you letting go of the pain to make room for possibility. Your life is not a tragedy, it's a testimony. Don't wait until you feel brave. Go be brave. A testimony. In Mary Kay, you can have a platform. You're going to have a platform to influence people's lives. And the higher you go, the bigger your platform in Mary Kay. And if your hands are shaking, let it only be because you're pointing at the devil who picked at the wrong girl this time. You guys, I'm just going to tell you, do it scared and face fear and go do your bookings. And Jenny, I think that's all I have, unless you guys have some questions.
Love that. That's amazing. And I think everybody got, I'm gonna look. I think they all answered their, like other people answered, like when they're looking for the book or author or any of it. I'm just gonna double check,
Good.
make sure. Yes, I think they all got answered. Well, that was incredible. Are you all excited, inspired for the day? I love these on Thursday because it kind of, I don't know, when you're kind of thinking like, oh, kind of done the week. Nuh-uh, we got a whole weekend. It kind of gives you that pick me up to go again. Deb, I loved everything you shared, and I do love that 100 Days to Brave. It's phenomenal. If you haven't done that, do that. I love that. Um, that's incredible. Did anybody, I'm gonna give it just a couple minutes. If anyone has a question or wants to say anything to Deb to affirm her for her time today, you'll have to unmute because I muted all of you. I'm sorry.
Hi,
I
Deb.
love the girl that, go ahead. Yeah.
There. Could you tell me the name of the book again?
The 100 Days to Brave.
Okay, so that was it. I was thinking it was something else that you had
Yeah,
said.
there
Okay,
was another book I mentioned, the Changing Your Reality, a 50-day devotional by Wendy Backlund.
it was that one. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
You're
Mhm.
amazing. I love
Well,
that you delegate love.
oh, good. Thank you. I love Janice said that she booked a facial today, that the lady washing her hair. That's great. While she was washing her hair. That's great. I encourage you all to do that. Go to the salon and have someone wash your hair and book them.
Well, here's the thing, ladies. I think you all could probably agree that the world needs us. They need happy. That's one thing that Mary Kay gives. Yeah, we give choices, we give great product, we give friends, but we really provide happiness for a lot of people that just don't have it. They don't have a smile. They don't have a positive place to be. And so you may be that only thing for that person for that day, that week, that month, that year. You never know. So it's important that we share that. All right, anybody else? I'm looking real quick. Okay, so just so you all know, at one point we almost had 100 people on here. That is insane. Oh, I mean, I know people have had to go because their lunch hour has dwindled down, but I was like trying to get to everybody and answer all their personal questions. But thank you all for joining, and I hope you'll continue to do that. We have the rest of August and September are power packed, and I don't want any of you to miss any of it. Any other questions or anything? I'm going to scroll through and make sure I didn't miss anybody. You'll just have to unmute and start talking. There's too many of you.
Thank you so much. It was fabulous what you just helped us to understand.
Yeah, it's just got a plan for you, and he's got you doing what you're supposed to be doing. And if you even question, you shouldn't question, am I supposed to be in Mary Kay? You already are. You just aren't doing the work that he's asked you to do. So yeah, be brave. Let's, in that movie, the zoo movie, I remember the zoo movie where they said, hey, I just need 20 seconds of courage. That's what it takes. So courage to pick up that phone and dial that number and talk to that person. So you can do it. Love you guys. Thanks for
Deb,
letting
are
me
you
share.
Great
Excuse me.
Thursday.
Deb, are you going to post the Be Brave that you quoted by Lisa Turkhurst?
100.
I will. I typed it out. So I'm gonna put that in there because it's really good. I just almost want to
Thank you.
cry. You know, I think of all the people that have loss and everything in there. And yeah, she wrote that. And I'll even post the podcast that because she talked, I think she did a whole story on Joshua maybe or David and Goliath. It's a whole story. So it's a whole little sermon that she did. I'll put that in a Facebook group as well.
All right,
Oh,
thank you.
Okay,
Thank you so
you.
much, Debbie. I'm so glad that the Lord led you to share on bravery because I find that to be the greatest challenge. And especially since COVID, I'm finding that women have such a spirit of fear. And we know a spirit of fear is not of God. So what is going on? And where is your faith walk? And you know, just we need to fortify each other. And it's just like Jennifer was saying, you know, we need happy, but we need strength and we need the word. And Mary Kay is such a wonderful vehicle to help mentor women in both spaces. But we too must be courageous in doing that. So thank you for that timely message.
Well, I just want to thank Jennifer again because I'm thinking this probably started out just for you and your unit, Jennifer, right?
Yes. Yes.
And then she decided to open it up to the whole Mary Kay world. And look what's happened. I mean, there's message after message after message. She's just reaching out there and she's sending him a gift for doing this. So, I mean, and she's not charging any money. So just when you guys go to the Go Give on Mary Kay in Touch, let's nominate Ms. Jennifer Enlow for the Go Give for what she's doing for changing lives because Mary Kay wants people to nominate people and nominate sales directors. So, you know, if everybody on that call would do that, she, you know, will win Miss Go Give. So just the company needs it. And so she is very Go Give. She's very, look, I mean, she's in control of this every single time. She has to take the time every single week. And so I appreciate you and your unit and all your Colorado Springs director friends that help you do this when y'all meet in person. So,
Yeah.
all right.
Thank you. Thank you, friends. Have an amazing Thursday.
Thank you.
Thank you.